Hey everybody, I'm here to pick up my property. I got everything back last night when I paid the ransom money, except for my pistol. So I'm here to get my pistol back. I was told to come back today. Looks like they're closed. Let me see if I can find out here. Look, I'm spraying. They're spraying some disinfectant back there. I don't think that. I don't think that disinfectant is going to do the job. I think you got bigger problems back there. Maybe that's some industrial grade disinfectant. Which sergeant that is? That is. Hey, I'm here to pick up my pistol.
Records room right there. They're going to do a knock on the window, and you got a form to fill out.
Yeah, are they? Can I do it today? It says they're not open.
Knock on the window, like I told you.
Okay. And okay. So I just asked you a question because it said it was closed, so you didn't have to be rude, right?
And they'll give you a form to fill out.
Terry.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I am calm, right?
Okay. Hey. I just asked a question. Don't get upset. Okay. Just relax, bud. All right. Knock on the window. I mean, asking if it was open was probably not a very legitimate question because it says Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So obviously it's Friday, and asking if they were open was not a legitimate question. Definitely deserves an attitude from Mr. Terry Drinkwine. Right? Now, as soon as I knocked, so there was somebody back there, and I knocked, and she scurried away. So maybe it was actually even more legitimate of a question because maybe they're not even going to come out. Good, how are you doing?
What you need?
Here to pick up my property.
You gotta do that. They're closed. They're open until Monday.
Oh, okay. So you see,
I'll give you a form.
I just asked the gentleman sitting here, Mr. Terry Drinkwine. He said I could knock on the window and that they would take care of it. Then I asked if they were going to do it because they weren't open, and he gave me an attitude and said, knock on the window and they'll take care of it. Now this is Sergeant Annetta.
Thursday, 8 to 4.
So Sergeant Annetta is actually the one who, I've got to get, there's too much reflection, man. Sergeant Annetta is actually the sergeant that I spoke to on the phone who refused to say that his officers didn't plan on shooting anybody on a particular day.
Those are the hours, Brian. 8 to 4, Monday through Thursday.
Can you answer why you wouldn't tell, why you wouldn't say that your officers didn't plan on shooting anybody?
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4, you can pick up your property right there. That's how you do it.
Is it just because you were caught off guard?
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4.
Is it just because you were caught off guard, or is it, or is it just
The hours are on the window. And
police policy that sometimes you
We're
do
done.
plan on
We're
shooting?
done. Thank you.
Terry, you lied to me, bro.
I don't know what to tell you, man. My hero.
What's wrong? What's happened with the department, man? What happened? You retired and then it went to shit. I mean, honestly, it was probably shit while he was here too. I can't think of any good reason why the police should keep my property over the weekend. I mean, I have police to defend myself from, and that's my means of defense. So, oh man, gotta get some fresh air. That disinfectant that they're spraying in the back of that police station. Man, they need to go spray that in the administrator's office. That's up there somewhere, I think. I think this is the corner of the building where the criminals reside. that he's got that window open. Hopefully that is to air out some of the corruption. You know what? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna file a complaint. That's what I'm gonna do. I think that needs to happen. I'm gonna file a complaint. That should be step one anyway. File a complaint against Lieutenant Carter, Lieutenant Al Carter. We'll see if they'll take a criminal complaint, because that's what it is. Criminal complaint. I'd like to make a complaint.
Complaint?
Yeah.
What's your complaint?
Do I have to tell you, or can I put it in writing?
Put it in writing.
Do you guys take criminal complaints here?
One second.
Because I'm not sure. I mean, I know you're looking for a form, but this might be more of a criminal complaint than it is, you know, a complaint, how you typically handle complaints against officers.
All right, 1 second.
We need Brian.
I'm waiting. I need to file a complaint.
About what?
I was kidnapped.
You were kidnapped?
Yes, sir.
Where were you kidnapped at?
Yesterday at the farmers market.
The arrest you're talking about?
Yeah. Well,
No report for you to file.
No.
You go to court.
no,
For your defense.
no. But there, it's not about my defense. It's about the actions of the officers were criminal. So you don't take criminal complaints here?
Not to talk to you about that?
He said he's going to come back.
Okay.
I'm waiting on him.
All righty.
I mean, I'm shocked that you wouldn't take a criminal complaint at the police department. Should I be shocked? I wonder if this. I wonder if the city has any real crime here, other than officer committed crime. They. If they do, I don't know that they're doing anything about it. Hello. I look in the back there. See that guy back there? That guy's a known kidnapper.
Can I help you with Mr. Ellison?
I need to file a criminal complaint.
Slide down. A criminal complaint?
Yeah, I was kidnapped yesterday under color of law.
You were kidnapped. You mean your arrest?
I mean, you call it arrest, but it wasn't lawful. There was no probable cause to arrest. There was no statute that I violated, so that's considered a kidnapping.
You have to go through the court process for that. We're not.
I understand that, but in order to go to court,
Pardon me?
in order to go to court, in criminal court requires a complaint.
Yes, and there is one.
So I'd like to file a criminal complaint against. There's a complaint against Lieutenant Carter.
What do you mean there's a complaint against Lieutenant Carter?
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to file a complaint as a victim,
Because you were arrested.
unlawfully.
So you're saying
I was kidnapped.
you were unlawfully arrested, and you want to file a criminal complaint because
Yep.
you were unlawfully arrested.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not taking that report from you.
Okay.
You can.
Are you familiar with what the consequences of an officer acting outside of their scope as a law enforcement officer?
Any other questions for me? Is there anything else I can help you with?
I just want to be clear. Are you telling me that you don't take criminal complaints here?
We take criminal complaints all the time.
All right, I'd like to make a criminal complaint.
Okay, but you don't have a crime. We take criminal complaints for a crime.
Without even hearing the complaint, you've determined that there's no crime? Okay, hey, did you guys hear that? They haven't even taken my complaint yet. They've already determined there's no crime.
You can file.
So they don't take complaints unless they know that it's a crime. How can they know it's a crime unless they investigated it? All right, so we're back to, so you don't take criminal complaints here.
I'm going to say this one more time.
Okay.
We do take criminal complaints.
Let's do it then. I'd like to make a crime. I'm a victim of a crime.
There was criminal charges filed against you yesterday when you were arrested.
Right.
Correct? You have to go through the court process to resolve that.
I'm not worried about resolving your complaint against me. You need to understand that I'm the victim of a crime, and I would like to file a complaint as a victim of a crime.
You weren't the victim of a crime.
No, you haven't investigated it. How do you know that I was not the victim of a crime? Do you determine before you take?
I'm not taking a.
Do you determine whether or not it's a crime before you investigate it?
I'm not taking a criminal complaint from you.
I know when it comes.
This incident.
I already know the answer when it comes to your police officers. You already determined that it's not a crime before you investigate it. I understand that. You have just clarified that.
I can do for you today.
I would like to make a criminal complaint.
Okay, and I just explained how that we're not taking a criminal complaint from you.
They don't take criminal complaints against police officers because it's not a crime if it's a police officer.
You're alleging that you shouldn't have been arrested. That is your criminal complaint, correct?
I'm alleging that I was kidnapped, that there was no legal reason for him to kidnap me, which means he was acting outside of the scope of his job as a law enforcement officer, which means he is subject to criminal prosecution, and I would like to make a criminal complaint.
Okay. Not taking a criminal complaint from you. You'll go through the legal process.
They're not taking a criminal complaint.
Will review the material and determine whether or not you were
again, I'm not worried about my. That's not what's at issue.
So is there anything else I can help you with? I'm not taking the complaint from you.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do?
Can you just say on camera, I don't take criminal complaints against police officers?
That's not accurate.
Well, that's what you just told me.
No, I did not tell you that.
I'd like to make a criminal complaint against a police officer.
Okay, but you don't have grounds to do that.
Have you
have
investigated?
to go through the court process.
Have you investigated what my complaint? Do you know?
I'm not answering any more of your questions. I've answered.
Do you know
them.
what my complaint is?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Do you know what my complaint is?
Sir, is there anything else I can do for you?
You could take a criminal complaint.
Not doing that. There's nothing else that I can help you with.
If you could get me my pistol, that would be incredibly helpful. I was told I could come back here this morning and get my pistol. I came here this morning. I was told I could knock on the window even though they were closed and somebody would help me. And then the gentleman back there told me when he came out, he said that I had to come back at another time. So if you want to help me with something, yeah, give me my pistol.
There is a process for getting a firearm returned, and that is there's a form you have to fill out.
I'll fill it out.
That form then is records is closed.
Records is not closed. They're right there.
Can you let me finish? I'm trying to explain, okay? Just let me explain. You fill out the form. The form gets obviously turned back in. It gets reviewed, signed off on. Then you're notified that you can come and get your return, your weapon back.
Can I have the form to fill out?
The form is in the records department. They're closed.
Okay, so here's how this could work. Like you asked me, is there anything you can do to help me? And so I'm trying to help you. Like one of you guys could walk around, right? Because it's open. You could walk around back here, and you could walk into the records department, and you could get the form.
I don't know where they keep the form, but I'll go back there and see if I can find it.
Man, you're the man.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right.
They don't take complaints against officers. It's not a crime. He doesn't know what the complaint is. He doesn't know the facts. Yet he's already determined it's not a crime. Why? Because it was committed by a lieutenant in this department. That's how it works. If somebody came in here and said, hey, I want to file a criminal complaint against Brian Ellison, they'd be salivating. They'd take it all day long. They'd investigate it, and they'd try and find a reason to arrest me. But if I try and make a criminal complaint against one of them, what they say is, that's not a crime. We're not going to take the complaint. It's rich. I mean, it's when you think about it. When you think about it in those terms, it's amazing that they have the ability to determine whether or not it's a crime without even looking at any of the pertinent facts. And really, that's what it doesn't have anything to do with that. What it has to do with it is exactly what's on this sign right here.
You're all set?
Good cops don't protect Corrigan. That's exactly what's going on here. So they don't uphold the law. They simply uphold the edicts of their corrupt police chief and the entire command staff. Anybody who's wearing a bar, any lieutenant, I don't know if they have any captains, deputy chiefs, all of them. This is not about upholding the law. That's not what the Royal Oak Police Department does. There's officers on the streets that try and do that, but that's not what the department as a whole does. So I'm so grateful that the lieutenant was able to go find this form in a matter of seconds that he didn't know where it was, and give it to me so I can start the process of getting my property back. But am I surprised that they wouldn't take a criminal complaint? No, not at all. Why would I be surprised? It takes integrity to take a criminal complaint against a police officer. And that's what professionalbully.org is about. Because these guys, he knows as a lieutenant that if he takes a complaint against another lieutenant, that's not good for him. That's not good for his career. That's not good. I mean, really, just taking the complaint isn't even a bad thing. Like, he could just take the complaint and do nothing with it. That's kind of what I expected him to do. Instead, he completely refuses to take the complaint. He says there's no crime committed without even knowing the facts, let alone investigating it. No crimes have been committed. So, that's the injustice system. That's how it works. So if anybody has any question about the officer-involved shootings, whether or not they were justified, I can tell you that from the onset, the moment they happened, they were considered to be not crimes. And they were investigated as not crimes and found to be a reason to be not crimes. If anybody questions that, just watch this video again. Anyway, that's where we're at. Royal Oak Police Department, shame on you.